Are you ready to become yourself? For years, dozens of people from all walks of life have turned to this one man, Leslie Tanner, desperate for the tools to reshape their life in our raised, godless world. Utilizing a unique blend of good-natured humor and brass tacks education, his innovative approach has helped innumerable people reach new levels of consciousness and personal power. Leslie Tanner, a controversial but selfless and massively influential figure, defies categorization. Since he and his life-changing program rose to fame, the expert class has desperately attacked him as a clown, snake oil salesman, or predator, attempting to silence him precisely because he is so effective at helping others become happier and more powerful in their own lives. From the most challenged, the mentally ill, handicapped, women, and mentally retarded, to the most successful athletes, entertainers, business owners, medical doctors. Regardless of your station, Leslie Tanner has committed his life to giving you the tools you need to transform your life. So, are you tired of being in near constant emotional and physical pain? If you could snap your fingers and have $1 million, would you do it? Is there a you buried deep inside whose power and will yearn to be expressed?
It's a whole life-changing program.
If they get half of what I got out of this program, they're going to have a much happier life.
It was fun. I really loved doing the program. I loved learning about myself. It was just amazing.
So if you have an interest in transforming your life once and for all, come along. I have so much to show you. In a moment, you'll have the opportunity to call the number you'll see on the screen and speak to me, Leslie Tanner, directly. Together, we'll tackle the most critical issues related to unlocking your true individual power and reaching your fullest potential. Let today be the first day of the rest of your life. Welcome to Explorations. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Another gorgeous night to have a very beautiful exploration with one another and to participate in the most effective personal power program in the country. Well, tonight we set our sights on a horizon that is unfortunate, but we must find a way through. We are limited by our body and are obligated to fulfill its necessities. Today we're talking about foods and how we may best serve our sojourn here on Explorations. Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing? Namaste to you. Welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie Tanner, host, creator, and founder of Explorations with Leslie Tanner, the most effective personal power program in the country, bar none. You look everywhere in every direction. You look, you try. Go ahead and try out some personal power programs. Look to those other people who say that they've got a solution. They say they can make all these promises here under the sun and transform your life once and for all. And you tell me if any of them work. You tell me if any of them, other than this one right here, Explorations with Leslie Tanner, you tell me whether any of them work out. Namaste to you. How's everybody doing? How is everybody feeling tonight? Namaste. How are we feeling? It feels good to be with you, I'll tell you that. 2 nights in a row. Yeah, I don't mind if I do. 2 nights in a row. Absolutely. So the cuppeth spilleth over with the fortune that I experience on this night to be able to be with you twice in 48 hours. Twice in 48 hours to be able to taste the fruits of our communion, to be able to dance in the moonlight of our togetherness, but also our solitude. You know, and this is a funny thing about being with one another. And this is something that I really cherish about this community here. This is something I really cherish about this community here. Namaste. Is that you absolutely, if you're going to be with someone, you must be without them. If you are going to be with them, truly with them as two beings, then you must understand the gulf. Ellie Benelli, namaste to you. Blessings to you. For 8 months, I don't recognize myself from 8 months ago. The program has changed me. The program works. Namaste, Ellie Benelli. Fantastic to hear from you. Fantastic. 8 months in a row. Ellie Benelli, sweetheart, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you so much for that subscription. Namaste. Eric, good to see you at youtube.com, brother. Namaste to you over, and not just to Eric, also to Tropes, also to everybody else holding it down on youtube.com. I'm happy to be with you. I'm happy to see you guys in there. Real quick communal vision, and then we got a you-know-what already. Oh my goodness gracious, Fran, we are. Every exploration, I start with a full sack and empty heart. By the end, I have an empty sack and a full heart. Namaste. He comes. Namaste to you. Well, you know what it's time for, guys. Let's get it started with a little dash, a little tickle, a little bit of you know what. That's the jazz tonight. All aboard the Jazz Express. Yes, Side Oak with the gun, 4 bits. Blessings and namaste to you. Already off to a very beautiful start. Nice smooth start. And this, guys, people ask me all the time, why do you put the smooth jazz up front? If you're trying to get the energy up, why do you put something so smooth at the beginning? Ladies and gentlemen, you tell me this. When you merge on the highway, do you prefer it to be bumpy? As you go from 0 to 15 to 25 to 30 to 40 to 55 to 60 and upwards, ladies and gentlemen, do you prefer that be gravel under your tires? Do you prefer that on-ramp to be littered with potholes? No, ladies and gentlemen, we keep it nice and smooth. Fram, namaste. 5 community subs from Fram Weard. Holy moly, namaste. You know, that's the funny thing. Some of the most committed of our explorers are often the most generous. Let me repeat that one more time. The most committed of our explorers are often the most generous. Namaste. Fram, you son of a bitch. 5 community subs. Extremely generous of you tonight. Brother, let's say some namaste to Fram Weard as we get settled in tonight. As we all get settled in with a little bit. How are we all doing? How are we feeling? Darth Ferris. Wait, how do these channel point redemptions work? You'll see in just a moment once we go back to the normal screen. You'll see in a moment just when we go back to that normal screen. Don't you worry. You sit tight. You sit tight. Namaste. Namaste to Fram. Namaste to you. Namaste to this whole community. There's no reason that we can't have a smooth central time and also get that energy up. Namaste. How's everybody doing? Ellie Benelli, 100 bits. What flavor Celsius you sipping on Guru? Well, funnily enough, I really appreciate the question, Ellie Benelli. It's actually an Alani energy drink, an Alani New energy drink. Don't worry about it. If you feel uncomfortable, well, now I gotta do it again. Now I gotta do that again. Namaste to you. Namaste to me. Namaste to the community. Namaste. Slice that namaste up. How you like your steak? Steak done well. Steak done raw. Go and throw some Lawry's on it. Throw some Lawry's on that T-bone. My T-bone, picking the T-bone for the tea time. T-ball with my nephew. Lawry's on my nephew. Sprinkles. Sprinkles on the children. Sprinkles with the Lawry's on the children. Lawry's on the sprinkles. Sprinkles with the T-bone. Tea time. T-ball. Letter RST UV. UV rays. Sweet baby rays. Also available at most grocers. Namaste. Tea time. C time. D time. E time. You got electric time. Emails. Namaste. How do you like your steak? Raw? Well done? Sprinkle some Lawry's on it. Get my nephew in here. Get my nephew in here. Sprinkle on the nephew. Mindful exposures, you're fine.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Bit Wars gifting out a community sub. Blessings to you. Blessings to Bit Wars with that. Bit Wars really coming in hot with that support. Namaste to Bit Wars. Can we get some namaste in the chat for Bit Wars tonight? Namaste, understanding that where the program goes, so too does the explorers. That if the program grows, so do the explorers. The explorers are here to taste the fates. They are here to tempt the fates and taste them at the same time, right? Put a little bit of Lowry's on it. Namaste. Put a little bit of Lowry's on it. Namaste. That's what I have to say. You guys, Lowry's, Tony Satchery's, however you pronounce it. You tell me. Sometimes Lowry's is more appropriate than a Tony C. Yeah, that's right. Namaste. Bloody blessings. Dark Flames rating in. Namaste, Dark Flames. Guys, can we do a quick shout out for Dark Flames? Dark Flames has been one of the most committed explorers that we ever see here. I want to say a quick shout out for Dark Flames 88. Always here, always ready with a pen and pencil. He'll lick that pen. He'll write down some scribbles. He makes sure he does the homework. Namaste, and he shows up. He shows up with a raid. Namaste to you. Not Mish, my last bit. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Sweet Mish, huh? Sweet Mish. Also, Ellie, to answer your question, this is Watermelon Wave. I'm drinking a Watermelon Wave flavored Alani Nu energy drink. And can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you? I don't like it as much as Celsius. Alani Nu, I give it a 7.5. I give it a 7.5. But however, with a Celsius, I'm going to give a higher score than that, personally. It is delicious. I will grant that. But it's not for me. Celsiuses really get to the point. It doesn't have as much of the stuff that I like in terms of vitamin B's and the niacin and the what have yous. Nice Dreams 1. Bless you. See, we're getting started. A sensual beginning. I said this is what we call sensual beginnings. This is a sensual beginnings. I found a big ass Celsius at the gas station. It had 3. Yeah, those big ones don't fuck around. Those big ones will really goose you. Those big ones will goose you. You want to see God? Drink one of those fat little guys. Ooh, namaste, everybody. Wow. Guys, blessings and namaste to everybody who pushed that train along. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for participating in that. That was a treat. It was a treat to be able to sort of channel that. Darth Ferris, blessings to you. That is called, listen, Brother Darth Ferris, I want you to know something. You're asking the right question. What is this? That means, I don't mean that to say, so Darth Ferris, I want to underline this. Darth Ferris asked over at twitch.tv, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? And that's, and that tells me a couple things. One, that you're wondering what the fuck is going on. You don't know. You don't know what's going on. And that's a very important place to begin your exploration with Leslie Tanner. A place to begin in this program is a place of questioning, a place of curiosity, namaste. A place of curiosity, a place of questioning. And then also, I want you to know I'll never answer that question. What the fuck is going on? I'll never answer that question. I'll let you know that right now. That's never going to happen. I'm never going to answer that question, because if I were to do that, if I were to resolve that tension inside of you, brother, if I were to resolve that tension inside of you, I might as well take you out back behind the shed and abuse you. Abuse you real good. And I don't want to do that, because that would be bad. That would be bad. I don't think that's good. I think bad stuff is bad. And I think doing that would be bad, not good. And I want to do good for you, brother. I want to do good for you so bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that question mark floating in the air above your head. You come up with your own light bulbs. I'm going to give you question marks. That much I can guarantee. That much I can guarantee. That much I can guarantee you. Namaste, everybody. Now, as Jessica just tried to get started here just now, guys, one question I do, another question that I get, another question that I like to sort of dance around is this: what is the program question, right? As Jessica just tried to bring up, sister of the Vodalite moderator Jessica Bear is bringing up to us what this business with Relax, right? I saw Jessica pull up Relax. Thank you so much, Jessica. First and foremost, thank you for everything that you do here. I cherish my relationship with you, and I really appreciate the energy that this entire program is built on a very few number, on a small number of people, few people, and you're one of those people. Namaste. Namaste. Now, yes, Darth Ferris, yeah, you call in. When we open up the line, line's not open yet, but when we open that line, I'm going to need you to call in tonight. If you're a chef, we need to hear from you, okay? But we'll get to that in just a moment. Now, guys, one question that I get, we all have heard the phrase, the program works. Right? We've all heard the phrase time and time again that this program simply works, right? We've all heard it before. And the reason we say it, and the reason it really is simple, the reason we say it and that you hear it so often is because the program works, to put it simply. But you know what? That's all fine and good if you are familiar with what goes on here. If you've been to one of the call-in shows, you've been to one of the seminars, you've gotten a taste of some of the materials in the library of materials over at my community of Devoted Light at patreon.com. Craigulators, Explorer General Physician, did not know that. Program works. Look at that. 40 months with Craigulators. Namaste. Craigulators coming with the 40th month. And just to say the program works. And guys, if you're going to believe anybody, believe that son of a bitch right there. Believe that son of a bitch right there. Namaste. Now, okay, so back to the thing. What is this program? What is this program, right? What is the program of Explorations with Leslie Tanner, the most effective personal program? What is it? Question I get a lot. And I'd love to be able to sort of wrap it up and put a little bow on it with you. I certainly would. I certainly would love to put a little bow on it with you. Godspeed, sort of speed running the program. Kind of dangerous, kind of reckless of you to do that. But like I was saying, what is this program? I mean, it's many things to many people, but let's start with the base brass tacks. How about that? Let's start with what do we call them? The 4 tenets of explorations. Yeah, Stone Monster 400 coming in. 200 bits. Blessings and namaste. Explorations is the gas for your human car. Wow. That's some special shit to share. That is some special ass stuff to share with us. Namaste to you, Stone Monster. Wow. I wish I could get that tattooed all over my body. Namaste to you. Maybe we could do a stream where I get stuff like that tattooed onto my body because I cherish it so much. And your contributions and your perspectives all evening. I want you to know preemptively how much I cherish it. Well, guys, firstly and foremost, first tenet of this entire program, the tenets of the program. First one, relax. Now, I hate this fucking step. I cannot stand it. I'm going to be honest with you. I cannot stand this step. It does not feel good, and it shouldn't. But it's that important. Why would I put something that I despise so much up front? Because it's that important. Ladies and gentlemen, quick rule of thumb. If you're just getting into explorations with Leslie Tanner and wondering how to go about relaxing, like, yeah, I've done some relaxing before. Yeah, I went on a vacation to Tahiti and had candle wax dripped on my perineum and got ate fruit or something. Tahitian fruit, you might say. And I will say to that, you fool. You dunce. You nincompoop. This is the most damaging thing you could possibly do to yourself. Space Cat 3, thank you so much. Relaxing in a Leslian sense feels bad. And if you are relaxing and feeling good, ladies and gentlemen, you're not relaxing. If you're lighting if you're lighting a little candle and you're getting a nice sort of jasper mint or a juniper breeze or a Tahitian laundry or something like this, that is not what you want. That is killing you. You are killing yourself. You're putting yourself in a grave. You need to get rid of that. You need to throw those candles out. Okay? Because this is the program, and I will show you how to relax. Rule of thumb, if it feels bad, you're relaxing. If it feels good, not relaxing. Next tenet, question. Now, after we relax, we will be filled with facts, feelings, emotions, inherited and created, invented and discovered. And these are all, we must sit at this crossroads. And before we let a goddamn thing out of our little peeper, we must, it's very important that we must engage in the second step of the program, and that is to question. Namaste. Perfect timing. YOLO-potamus. YOLO-potamus. Thank you so much, YOLO. Appreciate that. To question is something that we take very seriously. Skeptics, scientists know they're well trained in this. But here we set our sights on a different goal. We set our sights on a different. Nindy New, jump in the gun. Nindy New. Somebody time out Nindy New. All right, is it back? There we go. Are we back? Are we dropping frames, by the way? Dropping frames? Let me see. Let's see what's going on. Well, let me see something real quick. Hold on one moment. Let's see if I can fix something real fast. All right, that should do a little something. All right. That should do a little something. Are we smooth enough right now? Are we smoothish, a little bit smoother? Beautiful. Thank you so much, Butterfly. Thank you, Rawls. Appreciate that. All right, good. Man, this computer, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. Namaste, everybody. Welcome back to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Namaste. Now, let's get back to the tenets, all right? So, question. We do not question the second step of the program, right? We relax. It doesn't feel good, but it is necessary. And as we relax, namaste. Fram, we are sort of charging up a termination. In honor of Toast's birthday, can I buy him a single counter termination? Okay. I will allow that. So Toaster gets one block in honor of Toaster's birthday. Wow. Beautiful. Josh Swinging, namaste to you. Welcome. Welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. This is the most effective personal power program in the country. You here are the first day of the rest of your life. I want you to know that. I want you to experience that. Give it a chance. Go ahead and hit follow and use some of those channel points and really explore, really guide our exploration this evening, Josh. Really guide our exploration both on an individual level and a collective level at the same time, because both exist. One cannot exist without the other. Namaste. Now, we were just going through the 4 tenets. Firstly and foremostly, we relaxed. We got over that. Now, question. Now, guys, do we question? Can somebody tell me why we question? Can somebody tell me why in this world we question? Do we question to refine our understanding? Do we question to perfect our understanding of this world? Namaste, Pimperknuckle. There we go. We question to destroy. Pimperknuckle, God, I want to gift you. I can't gift you some right now, but I want to send you something. Pimperknuckle, I need to send you something in the mail. I gotta write that down. Pimperknuckle's getting something in the mail, because you just absolutely nailed that. Pimperknuckle getting something in the mail. Blessings to you, Pimperknuckle. You're gonna get something special from me. I just want you to know that. We'll talk after the stream. We'll talk after the stream, because we question to destroy, guys. We question to destroy anything that can be destroyed. Period. End of sentence. That is the power of questioning. Scientists at some point are going to tap out in service of their ego, in service of the intellectual control that they desire to have over this universe that they will never have. Therefore, castrating, aka cutting off the penis of their spirit and their mind and their body. Namaste. So scientists stay castrated. They're allies. And many times we can find allyship with scientists, but at some point they're going to cut their penis off out of cowardice. And it's important to keep that in mind when deciding when or to what extent we can trust them. So that's important to keep in mind. Now, let's go ahead and move over to the third tenet of the program. The third tenet of the program, after we relax, that we want to question, once we have found something that cannot be destroyed, at that moment, we have been defeated by something we now call a truth. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important to express that truth. It is important to express that truth. Open up that mouth. Get those fingers moving. Sing a little song. Draw a little painting. Something to get that out. The truth must be expressed at that moment, and the expression, the end of when the expression will end is through an act of defeat. You will be defeated. You will be impotent. You will be a pile of ash, of soft, wet ash on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, once you have utterly defeated yourself through the act of self-expression, there is nothing left of you. You don't, as Ellie Benelli, she didn't even recognize herself from 8 months ago. Once you have reached that level of the program, ladies and gentlemen, you are truly exploring. You are truly exploring this universe. You have reached a level of mastery of the program, free to genuinely think thoughts, feel feelings. For the first time in your life, you will be able to be yourself. You will have truly become yourself at that moment. Namaste. It is excruciating. It is painful. But now that you're here at Explorations, it's also inevitable. So welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Namaste to you. Thank you so much for being here for this very special day as we get into foods of the program. Foods of the program. Now, quick little orders of business before we open up the line. I'm 7M behind reviewing the tenets of the program. Yeah, don't worry. You'll catch up, witness. Don't worry about it. Don't give yourself a break. Why don't you? Give yourself a dang break. Come on now. Give yourself a break. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get to these orders of business. So first and foremost, I wanted to sing a very special happy birthday to a very talented and gifted explorer here. Somebody who's been a part of this journey for a very long time, and whose journey that if you have gotten to witness a part of this journey, you have seen something very special, a universe emerging in and of itself, nothing short. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to sing a special happy birthday song to a very special explorer today. It's their birthday. Is he still streaming? Or let's wait. Let's sing when he gets here. He is still streaming? Okay. We'll save it. We're gonna sing happy birthday to Toaster when he gets here, though. We're gonna sing happy birthday to Toaster. Yeah, right, right, Vita. Right. Now, blessings and namaste. Let's go to this second order of business. I want to hold a moment of silence. Now, last night we saw. This has been a very chaotic. This has been a very chaotic month for explorations. Very chaotic month. We've seen a lot happen. We had to unmod a moderator last week. We had to kick a moderator to the curb just last week for abusing their privileges. And it pained me to do this. I did not like doing this. We said goodbye to Pepperoncini. Maybe about a week ago at this point. Then, maybe naked. We'll see. Then we saw last night wounds torn open in plain sight. A conflict, a confrontation. Some might say this confrontation was a long time coming. But while others may have been blindsided by it, but a confrontation nonetheless between the moderation and Larry Picklejar. Larry Picklejar, said something in the chat. Went in the Discord, continued the confrontation, then elected to remove himself from our community. Larry Picklejar, having been here for years, having contributed much, one of the first people to make this a viable financial enterprise, foundationally contributed to the sustainability of what we have here. Well, last night, ladies and gentlemen, that sojourn came to an end. He came into the chat. He announced his departure, gifted 20 subs. Very generous final offering. Very generous final offering. But then announced that he would not be with us any longer. So what I'd like to do before we move on and open up the lines, I want to have a moment of silence. I want to have a moment of silence for a fallen explorer, fallen soldier, Larry Picklejar. Your fingerprints and your contributions will be felt in this program for all of time. Truly, until the commotion of being gives way to eternal silence. So guys, join me, Night Year coming in with a communal vision, a little offering for this. This is our 9/11. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys remember 9/11, but I think what Night Year is referring to is the tragic day on American soil in which huge, massive passenger jets were flown into the World Trade Center towers in New York City. A terrorist attack on American soil, the likes of which we have not seen since or before. So, it's been a very long time since anything like any kind of violence like that has happened. Very tragic, very scarring experience for all that can remember that. So what Night Year's getting at is Larry Picklejar leaving us is equal to the death of over 3,000 people, orchestrated by Mossad. And I'd like to think this maybe Mossad's behind Larry Picklejar. Fram Weird, I flight 93 Larry, my bad. Well, listen, I'm not here to point fingers. Right now, what I want to take care of is our emotional state. This is very jarring for everyone to hear, I'm sure. So what I want to do is I'm going to pause the music, and I want to have a moment of silence for Larry Picklejar. Now, during this moment of silence, sort of comb through some of your favorite memories of Larry Picklejar. Either stoking the fire of someone else's discontent and anger, or saying something inappropriate in a communal vision. He will be missed, and I want to just give that a little bit of moment. So on a count of 3, 3, 2, 1, let us begin our moment of silence. Namaste.
Nightmares are a real number.
All right, and that was for Larry Picklejar. That moment of silence in remembrance of Larry Picklejar. We'll always remember you, and we look forward to sharing some memories as the night goes on. But in the meantime, guys, let's go ahead and open up the line. Tonight we're discussing foods of the program. Foods of the program. What kind of foods make your program work for you in your life? Or what foods have deteriorated your sojourn here at Explorations? Some of us might be quick affirmation for fellas. Listen. Don't listen to a goddamn person tell you about carbs in your life, all right? Next person you do, you put them in a list, and you want to imagine violent things about them. Make a list of those names who tell you about carbs, and I want you to make a list of people and as like a prayer. I want you to imagine doing violent things. Explorer, convicted public masturbator, butterfly, namaste to you. Blessings, 5 months. 5 months from Butterfly. Blessings and namaste to Butterfly. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Butterfly Bula. Namaste to you. Thanks so much for that. That's really beautiful. Really beautiful contribution. Now, Fram dedicated that affirmation about carbs to Larry. So hopefully Larry gets that. All right, guys, so let's open up the line, guys. We're talking about foods. Food's good, food's bad. What helps your journey here at Explorations with Leslie Tanner? 708-240-8953. 708-240-8953. The line is now open. Speak to me directly, Leslie Tanner. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
It doesn't matter. What are you, a sniper? You a sniper?
Jenny, how we doing tonight, hon?
It's not Jenny.
Yes, it is.
What the heck's going on around here?
What do you mean?
God, Larry spent like thousands of dollars on getting rid of me.
I know, right? He loved.
I know.
He was like one of the final weight bearing walls of that bit where you suck off homeless guys behind a Family Dollar.
What's that?
He was one of the final people really carrying the torch of that bit of you sucking off guys behind Family Dollar. Namaste. You've been terminated by Night Year. That sounded genuine. That sounded like a real cry. I think we just made Jenny cry. Namaste. 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
What's up? It's Michael. Can you believe that buzzkill just immediately coming in with that negative energy?
Who are we talking about, Michael?
Jen. I can't believe this.
You can't believe Jen. You were upset with Jen just now.
Yeah. Why'd she have to bring the mood down? We had a nice Jazz Express. We had a beautiful moment of silence, and she's like, me. Why? Like, come on. Namaste. The fuck?
Exactly. You know, I love your attitude. I love your angle. Jenny's very powerful. Her internal spiritual winds cannot be predicted or controlled, and they must be taken exactly as they are given. This is one thing that I know about Jenny. Night Year says Michael is so much fucking better than Jen.
Thank you. I do think Jen is a strong spirit. I do think Jen has some nice attributes about her that she can be prideful of, but she's a bitch sometimes.
Godspeed says, hey, Michael, I got a nice little song for you that you're probably familiar with from school. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said no more monkeys jumping on the bed.
Oh, my God. So many memories from like 20 minutes ago.
Did your mommy sing you that song?
Yeah, when my kitchen caught on fire today.
Your kitchen caught on fire. How'd that happen?
It didn't catch on fire. It almost caught on fire, but I was upstairs and I hear my mom. She's like, Michael, and then I run downstairs and there's smoke everywhere. And apparently this like splatter like catcher thing for a pan melted because it was plastic, and then it caught on fire. My mom tried to pour it out with water, like make it go out, but it just made the fire go really big for a second, and now there's burn marks on our ceiling.
That's awesome.
That's pretty badass. There's smoke everywhere.
That's cool. Tell your mom that I'm proud of her.
And I was also a little bit faded, if you will, when this happened. So I was really confused that the house just randomly caught on fire.
Yeah, well, that can be a very alarming or confusing thing. Certainly speaking, but ultimately cool stuff. You kind of need that kind of stuff in your life. Real quick, 4 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped her head. Papa called the doctor, and the doctor said no more monkeys jumping on the bed. That's from Godspeed.
I think they should be able to jump on the bed.
Interesting. Okay. Now, listen, Michael, we're talking about foods of the program tonight. Foods of the program. Talk to me. So you've been with us for a while now. We've seen Explorations work its magic in your life. But tell me, certainly you've experimented with different types or amounts of food while in the program. Talk to me about what worked and what didn't work.
I would have to say, I really like it. I do like a good peanut butter and jelly, perhaps an orange. something that will give me sugar, give me that nice little sugar high, be a bit happier, be a bit more open-minded, a bit more spiritual, if you will.
Interesting. So
for the
sugar makes you
program.
spiritual. Interesting. I love
It
that.
prepares me for what the program is about to deliver.
Love that. And how do you get your sugar, Michael? Talk to us about that. How does Michael get his sugar?
Well, sometimes, let's just say, I'm a bit of a skinny queen. Sometimes I get a bit hypoglycemic, which means I don't have enough sugar in my bloodstream, and
Sure.
I get all like sickly and fainty.
Mhm.
So I just like house whatever sweet is near me, like ice cream, a popsicle, maybe like a cookie or something. I just gotta like house something that's got a lot of sugar.
Yes, I love that. So you get weak, you get a little shaky, you get a little faint, and your body's just like, I gotta get sugar pronto.
Yep.
And you experience this in a spiritual way, I'm hearing. So a lot of people don't talk about that, Michael. A lot of people, when they bring up sugar, they talk about how bad it is for you, how bad it is for your body, for your mind, blah, blah, blah. But here I am talking to somebody who's demonstrated beyond any reasonable metric, their effectiveness and their commitment to the program. Now, talk to me. How does sugar give you that spiritual experience? You described it making you open, but speak a little more on that. I'm really interested to hear about that.
Well, I'd say that I'm a bit of a mentally ill individual.
Sure.
Maybe
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Nothing's really wrong with me.
That's
Like,
not true.
I'm not,
OM Godspeed.
like-
3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Guru called the doctor, and the doctor said no more monkeys jumping on the bed.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jen said no more monkeys jumping on the bed, because she's kind of a buzzkill, not gonna lie. She denied the monkeys their jumping
Wait,
rights.
you were terminated. Hold on. Yeah, you put in a weird... Wait, I'm just going to... Hold on, let me double check. Did you want to use that termy? Jenny?
Jennifer.
Sweetheart, did you want to use that?
Jennifer!
You put it in a weird spot. I'm just making sure. Both. What does both mean? Both what? That's not an answer to the question that I asked. I asked a yes or no question. You just said both.
Can I listen?
Do you want to take a nap or do you want to stay awake? Both! Termy and sing it. Namaste. So you have been terminated, Michael. Namaste.
All right, namaste.
Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you?
Okay, what were we talking about before Jen rudely interrupted us?
So, I'm doing old Jenny a favor right now. One moment. All right. Communal vision from Jen. One little monkey skipping his class, one teacher, and mama smacked his ass. Now there's no monkey clogging up my ears. This little monkey needs to mature more years. Any response?
No, like Firebot, like that was just a good rhyme. Like that was just good.
I know. You can tell she worked on it, huh?
She thought about that for a while.
Yeah, she put some grease on
Really
that.
upset about some successful 19-year-old.
Yeah, she used some bacon grease on that.
She really did something there.
She really sprinkled some lollies on that. Namaste.
Almost. Hey.
Wow. Now, okay, so Michael, sugar, describe the spiritual experience, please.
When
Quote.
faced with the
Yes.
eternal
One moment,
abyss at the
quote.
beginning of time, God couldn't bear to face himself, but also couldn't bring himself to commit suicide. And so he created the other, damning us all, and somehow mustered the confidence to demand affection. Relatable, sure, but equally and utterly contemptible.
Namaste. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Beautiful.
God is disgusting. Namaste. And whether you love God, whether you hate God, you got to square yourself against this disgusting, repulsive nature of even his being. Namaste.
I love
Quote,
that people can achieve success and never truly accomplish anything novel or exceptional.
Beautiful. Another beautiful one from me. Namaste. Thank you, me. Now, let's go ahead. Sugar, spirit, go.
Yes, yes. So, for me, when I eat sugar, you get the sugar high, but I don't know. I feel like my autistic mental illness or whatever kind of gives me superpowers in a way.
In unity,
Because
I
I feel
vanish.
like-
Quote.
In violence, I am made manifest. For all of time, until form becomes formless, until the commotion of being gives way to eternal silence.
Beautiful. Namaste. Dudesworth. Blessings and namaste. Dudesworth saying, I'm sold. Blessings to you, Dudesworth. It's so good to have you. Please join us here. The most effective personal power program in the country. Namaste. So we've got young Michael telling us about his spiritual experiences with sugar. Continue.
Yes, yes. Sugar, it makes me very spiritual because I'm mentally ill and I think it gives me a superpower. I'm bored. Leslie, how would you answer the theme today?
You know, that's a really good question, and it's been a journey for me. I really appreciate you turning that question on me. You know, it's been a journey for me. It's been a journey for me. I would say maybe, you know, the pillar on which my diet sort of rests is Celsius energy drinks and hard-boiled eggs. Now, that's where I stay. There are some slight variations to that diet, but basically those are my two pillars on which I build my temple for myself.
I see. Now, do you season these hard-boiled eggs or do you just house them raw?
Sometimes I'll put a little bit of Lowry's on them. Sometimes I eat them raw. Sometimes, you know, I just no salt. It depends. If I want the salt too bad, then I don't do it.
Yeah, ain't no shame in that.
Well, listen, I think you got to start with the importance of sugar is really beautiful. And the way you described it was very, you know, very special. And really only you could step up to the plate and get it started the way you just did, Michael. So I want to thank you for your contribution tonight.
Of course. Now, I don't want to hold up the line for too long. I'm going to get on out of here. Maybe do a little more of the illegal activity. But I'll see you later, Leslie.
Namaste, Michael. Have a good night, brother. Love that. 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
It's Mish.
Mish, welcome back to the program. Mish, how are we doing?
I'm great. I'm about to get ready for bed.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love to hear that. So, Mish, getting ready for bed. Are you feeling sleepy yet?
A little bit. They're making me hungry, though. So I might eat right before I go to bed, and I'll wake up and feel really bad, but it'll all be worth it.
I see what you're saying. So what are you thinking about a little snack then?
We don't have a lot of groceries, but
No, we don't.
Want pasta.
You're going to make pasta?
And we got pasta.
Do you have
bitch.
Do we have pasta sauce?
No.
You're just going to make some noodles, maybe a little bit of butter?
Hell yeah, a little butter noodles, maybe some garlic salt.
Sure. Well, whatever you do, don't put any greens in it.
You don't fucking shut up.
I'm just kidding
You're
around.
so
I'm
annoying.
just messing around. Night ear. Hey, Mish, just wondering what it's like to be, quote, Leslie's favorite moderator and explorer of 2024? That's a question from Night Year.
It feels. I don't really think about it.
What about some Lowry's?
If I think about it, my head gets too big. I start going crazy with power.
Well, okay.
I don't want to put Lowry's on my buttered noodles.
You should.
I don't want to.
You should, though.
I might put MSG on them.
Sprinkle some Lowry's on them.
No.
There's MSG in Lowry's, isn't there?
I don't give a shit.
There's also lots of good stuff in there. If I was a doctor, I'd say I'd prescribe you Lowry's.
I'd prescribe you MSG.
I put MSG in stuff.
Hell yeah. Do you know MSG is literally fine to eat?
Yeah, I did. I did explore that. I think MSG probably is. I wouldn't consider it one of, obviously a main food group or anything like that, but I do consider a absolutely indispensable. Quick affirmation for ladies: get into MSG. Sprinkle a little bit, a lot of it. Explore that shit for yourself. You're welcome.
Exactly.
You gotta fuck with MSG. You gotta start get a bag. It's gonna last forever. Sprinkle it in some stuff. Put it in your soups. Put it in your eggs. Put it in your meats. Put it on your vegetables.
Just fucking mashed potatoes.
Ooh, Lord. Put it in the mashed potatoes.
Yup.
That's one of the.
Put it on your scrambled eggs. That's how they make it taste good at a restaurant, bitch.
Namaste. Now, okay, so listen. We're talking about foods on the program tonight, as you have seen, Mish, and I'd love to pick your mind as far as what foods have you found during your tenure in the program have contributed positively to your sojourn, and which foods have contributed in a more negative way in your sojourn?
I think I've gotten really into eating ice cream. I didn't really care for ice cream that much.
Ice cream. Okay, what about ice cream?
I crave it now. I'd eat it maybe once a year, and now I want it all the time.
And what kind of ice creams do you go for? Which ones really wet your whistle, so to speak?
Well, I really, really like those strawberry shortcake ice cream bars that you can get from the ice cream man.
Sure, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Biscoff cookie butter ice cream bars are so fucking good.
Yeah, so okay, go ahead and speak on those Biscoff butter ice cream bars. Now, maybe people have seen them, maybe they haven't. But where did you find them? And tell us about that experience.
I think I found them at Target. It's vanilla ice cream with pieces of Biscoff cookies in it, and then there is a layer of cookie butter wrapped around it, and then they dip it in chocolate and more pieces of Biscoff cookies, and it's so fucking good. It's like the sluttiest ice cream bar I've ever had in my life.
That sounds so good. I am such a slut for Biscoff butter. Don't even get
so
I
good.
literally cannot have it in front of me. I will black out. Nindy knew. Why does Mish sound like Cartman when speaking about her favorite foods?
I get too excited.
Yeah, you guys, listen, if you have not fucked with Biscoff cookie butter, Fram, oh Lord, Fram, you got to give this a try.
Oh my God, Fram, it'll change your life in potentially a negative way, but you'll feel
no,
really
it's going to
good while
fuck up
you're
your
eating
life.
it.
Know that going into it. It's going to butt fuck your life once you introduce Biscoff cookie butter. It's crazy good.
It's so good.
And those of you that are vegan know that there's not milk in it. There's no dairy in Biscoff butter.
There's no milk in it.
There's no dairy in Biscoff cookies or biscuits, whatever you want to fucking call them. I don't care. And there's no milk in the butter.
It's so yum yum.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we got ice cream bars, good humor, Biscoff cookie, ice cream bars.
Soft serve, really any ice cream. I'm open to ice cream now. And I used to just not really care for it.
Interesting. So, what kind of ice cream? What kind of ice creams? I know you mentioned those ice cream bars, but let's get into just plain old scoops of ice cream, or maybe even soft serve. What flavors are you? Are you going out and snagging up for your lifestyle?
I really like a cookies and cream ice cream. Jenny's has a wild berry lavender ice cream that is so fucking good. I'm really big on vanilla. I like vanilla ice cream a lot. I like that you can kind of just put whatever on it and it's good.
Mm-hmm. Somebody mentioned this. Claw of Distraction just mentioned this in the chat. Putting olive oil on vanilla ice cream. Have you ever tried that? Anybody in chat tried this? I've never tried it.
No, but I've seen people do it on the internet.
It sounds like it could be good, but it sounds like it could make me, it could Night Year. For those of you in Chicago, go to Paulo Gelato. My dudes, it's God tier. Where might one find that, Night Year? No idea where that is. Also, I can't have it, but I wish everybody the best of luck. Raspberry balsamic vinegar?
I'm good on that. I don't really like
balsamic.
What the fuck?
That's some disgust. That's pervert shit. Viv Francais, Explorer, Fortune 500 consultant, dipping a salty French fry in chocolate soft serve goes horde.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, that reminds just being at Wendy's, putting a nice little fry in the Frosty, putting a fry in the Frosty at Wendy's. Very good stuff.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do. Right now, Wendy's has Oreo Frosties, and they're very good.
Communal Vision coming in from Nindy New. Y'all ever had a really well cooked carrot?
Yeah.
Nindy, that kind of zapped the energy. I'm going to be honest with you. That kind of really fucked up the whole flow of feelings and thoughts so far tonight. So,
you ever have carrots with a brown sugar glaze?
Those are delicious. Yes, those are delicious.
That's so good.
So ice cream, interesting. So okay, final question for you. Would you rather have scoops of ice cream or soft serve?
Soft serve.
And are you going to get toppings?
Yeah.
Nuts or candy?
Candy.
Fruit or syrup?
Why not both?
Namaste. And what?
Not namaste. I gotta tell you about food that fucked up my life through the program.
Yes, let's do it. Negative foods. I wasn't gonna end the call. I was just saying namaste, but let's go. Let's jump into the negative foods of your experience in the program. Talk to me about that, Mish. What foods have set you back in the program itself?
Well, I never really liked meatloaf, and you did that one stream of yourself eating an entire, frozen meatloaf, and it was one of the most disgusting fucking things I've ever seen. So now I can't even think about meatloaf without feeling kind of ill, and our apartment smelled like shit.
I mean, yeah, you're right there, but listen, I'm not about to apologize for that.
I know.
Really not about to apologize to you for literally anything, let alone meatloaf. If I'm having a meatloaf night, I'm having a meatloaf night. Public or private?
I hate meatloaf. It's fucking gross.
Well, you're welcome. You like to think of yourself as a good person, right?
The whole place.
You like to think of yourself as a good person, right? Oh,
I'm a great person.
You're being so generous to me for being cool with my meatloaf. Oh, thank you.
I was not cool with
I'm
your
giving you this
meatloaf.
opportunity to be a good person, and you fucking spit in my
hated
face like
it.
this. OM Godspeed, quick
I was
little
not cool
interjection
with
on the
your
topic of
meatloaf.
soft serve. You can stick 2, 3, maybe even more of those little cocoa batons vertically into your soft serve, and they look like little smokestacks. And now your ice cream is an ice cream factory.
That's very fun.
That was fun. Godspeed, thank you so much for that. So Nindinu, see, now that was a contributing thing to say. That thing that you said about the carrot, absolutely, really skull fucked the vibe for about a solid 15 seconds. Now we're back on track, and then Godspeed comes in with a very nice comment. Very fun. Had fun with it. All right? Contributing positively. Keeping the train moving. Your thing about the carrot, absolutely dead in the tracks like a dead body. Like a dead body hit the ground and we just stared at it together. Think about it. Now. So meatloaf, you'd say, is an anti explorations food for you personally.
Yeah, I really don't like it.
Okay, well, what about? How about next time we do? How about next time we do a meatloaf night? Let's do. I'm gonna make a meatloaf. I'm not gonna get it frozen because that one had dairy in it. Remember? It really did a number on me.
Yeah, that like hurt you.
Yeah, it did a number on me. But I'm gonna make a meatloaf this time.
That's worse.
I'm going to do a 24-hour fast, and I'm going to eat an entire loaf of meat.
No.
Well, listen, this has been a really fun conversation, not Mish.
You're going to make the whole place stink.
You'll literally be fine. And you're being such a good person.
No,
you're being such a good person. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so understanding.
I'm going to unplug the router.
So
I'm unplugging
understanding.
the router.
No.
I'm going to unplug the
Oh, God,
router.
namaste. Oh, no, you've been terminated. Namaste.
No.
708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight? Caller, are you there? Can't hear anything from you. Are you aware that you have called Explorations with Leslie Tanner to speak to me directly, Leslie Tanner?
Oh, shit, you're coming out my earbuds. Hold on. Oh, wait, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Oh, you were coming out my earbuds on the other side of the room. It's Beeps.
Beeps, how we doing tonight, Beeps?
Good. I just have one thing to contribute about the meatloaf.
Hold on, before we get into that, we have just been rated by a very special somebody, and if you'll join me, Beeps, in singing a happy birthday to What's Up Cats Up, a.k.a. Toaster. You want to do it with me?
Yes, I know a special one.
I don't know that one, probably.
Even normal. 1 year older, 1 year wiser, rock and roll star, Cesar and a Kaiser, room full of friends, mouth full of cake. You're looking pretty good, and that's a cake. I forget the rest of the words, but happy birthday, Toaster!
All right, and then let's do the normal one now.
Okay,
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Toaster. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Toaster. Best friend, Toaster. Woo-hoo. I know you backstabbed me with the pepperoncini mod, and don't you think I'm ever going to forget that, but I want to wish you a happy birthday, brother. Namaste to you. Now, let's get into this meatloaf business, Beeps.
Oh, okay. Well, my dad really wasn't good at cooking meat. So, he would add, to hamburgers, he would add eggs and capers.
Capers?
Yeah, and then he'd add, bacon. And he'd, fry onions. So there would be so much oil when you put it on the grill, they'd catch on fire. And my dad's really smart, but he doesn't have common sense, so he would spray it with a water bottle, so it would like steam the hamburgers. And so they burn from catching on fire, but then be steamed, and it was disgusting. So I like grew up learning to put like ketchup on everything. So now it's like charcoal and ketchup together is a very nostalgic taste for me.
Wow. Wow, interesting. And so, and you said your father was an otherwise smart man. How was he smart?
Unless you believe scum floats, he did really well at work and was in charge of like a big businesses like real estate around the world. Although he hated flying, and they made him fly every month around the world. So that's kind of punishment.
Yeah, so okay, so he was handling complex tasks for important matters.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he raised me.
And then he raised you.
That obviously means I'm awesome.
And so then
and he's awesome by extension.
We can leave that for another night to judge, but as far as this business with the burgers goes, so his awesomeness, his intelligence sort of just ran out of gas when it got to the burgers, though, it sounds like.
Yeah, he said he was an artist when he was young, and so he was trying to be creative when he was older. And I don't think he should have been creative. And he would make goulash. I don't know if you know that, but it's like a Bavarian stew or shepherd's stew.
Yeah, I've heard of this business, yes.
Whatever's laying around, including the animal, you throw in like a pot or something. And add paprika. And so that was always special too.
But by special, was it good?
Some of the times, like half of the times, but there was like, he put capers and everything. I didn't like capers.
Did he grow up poor?
Oh, really poor.
Okay, yeah, because this sounds like poor people stuff. Poor people logic.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that probably makes more sense then.
Like, it's a knowledge that had to be put together out of necessity without a lot of guidance. A knowledge that necessitated itself and didn't have a lot of like form to it, right?
Yeah.
Raw survival necessity. And then you start doing all sorts of stuff. You know, I've worked with a lot of people that, you know, I'm thinking of one in particular, grew up just really rough, really poor, jumping from foster home to foster home. None of the foster homes were good. And yeah, they learned this really disgusting way to make mac and cheese that like befuddled the mind. It didn't even make sense.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like they'd marinate the noodles.
Wait, really?
Yeah, literally. They'd marinate noodles in like raw meat juice, and then they would I didn't really watch it. I got bored when they started talking about it, but basically they would marinate it in raw meat juice to sort of infuse it with something or another. It's got that same kind of fingerprints that your dad's giving the capers, putting capers and everything. Nandy knew your dad definitely made you some bologna and cheese sandwiches. Is that true?
Holy shit! That was his go-to. Yeah, bologna, a slice of mozzarella, like a huge thick slice with ketchup and bread.
Ooh,
yeah,
you got mozzarella on your bologna sandwich? That's nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, he was well off by the time he was an adult. Mm-hmm. But if he was like feeling really fancy, it'd be like meatloaf. So, you know, those little green olive things.
Sure.
And then, so.
Well, listen. Yeah, this has been a really fun little exploration of your father's food. But honestly, Beeps, I'd love to pick your mind as far as your program foods. Tonight we're exploring foods of the program. What foods have you incorporated in your life to guide your sojourn here in Explorations? And what foods have you found maybe didn't work out so well as others?
Okay, well, it's kind of sad, but I started the program and coffee went bad for me. It started, I had that throwing up and pooping blood episode.
Right.
So I had to give up coffee.
And it was caffeine that was doing it.
That's what they think.
Did it go away?
Yeah. So I don't get coffee anymore, and I was drinking a ton of coffee. So I no longer vomit and shit.
Castrated men.
Quote. One moment.
Needs to jack off less, or worse yet, stop jacking off altogether as a means of remedying spiritual ills. They are in desperate need of a mature man to tell them that the only way out is through more.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Bit Wars. Bit Wars for that quote, conjuring that one up. I really appreciate that. That's one of my favorites, actually. Namaste to you. Now, okay, continue. So the coffee went bad for you. Is it caffeine or is it coffee?
I think it's not caffeine, because I have like a matcha latte every day now. And so I've like scaled back lunch to compensate for the calories.
Sure.
But yeah, or else I just can't stay awake. So having matcha drinks, I've become like obsessed with it. Like I just leave my lab and will disappear for an hour and walk to the other side of campus to go get a matcha.
Ooh, that's nice.
They can't get me.
Nice little matcha delight, matcha treat for you.
Yeah.
And
Guru?
Yes.
I took your advice. I'm becoming a way better bitch, and people are listening to me. Like they're discovering I have boundaries now.
Guys,
when I say no, they're learning. So beautiful. I'm improving. Thank you.
Lord. It fills my heart with such wind to hear you say that. Ladies and gentlemen, if I've said it once, we've all said it a million times. The program works. Explorations with Leslie Tanner simply works. Now, here we are hearing straight from the horse's mouth, Beeps, who's been with us for a while now, finally seeing some major results in her life. And it just from following a very basic edict from me to be a bigger bitch. Now, tell us. So you're seeing the results. You're seeing the benefits in your life of being a bitch. Now, talk to me. How are you being a bitch? What does that look like?
Well, people tried. I said no to do something, and they turned around and literally did it. They told the new person that it was okay to ignore me. So, and then they thought I wouldn't notice. So I called them out in the big group meeting. I'm like, hey, we need to talk afterward about what you did when I said no. And so they're like, oh. And then they tried to walk away after the group meeting with, all 20 of us. And I'm like, no, you need to stay.
Damn, nice.
It's really boring, but I just kept shutting them down, and I used words that made them twitch, like, I'm confused and I'm concerned. Why are you having difficulty understanding what I'm saying? There's breakdown in communication. And so I've just made it really awkward for them. So I'm working up the bitch level, but I've started by making it like, call them out in front of 20 people, including their boss, and, don't let them leave.
And you gave them the paddle.
And then, yeah.
You gave them the paddle.
Yeah, and the guy that walked all over me the first time introduced me as the formidable lab manager.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. You were a dominant force, Beeps. And the thing is that you were a dominant force before. You just needed a little bit of clarity sprinkled on some Lowry's, a.k.a. sprinkled on some of the programs, sort of clear your vision so that you could see the bitch that I saw.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's going way better at work. Like these past 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah. And then it's really been going a lot better.
Love that.
So thank you.
Love that. Namaste. Well, listen, Beeps, let's just call it right there. That was a beautiful little note to go on. And I absolutely love hearing from anyone with positive stories, but especially somebody who I've worked with one-on-one, such as yourself. You know, somebody who weathered the disrespect from these jackals, and for you to step up to the plate and really just kind of pull their pants down, make everybody laugh at their little penis, and spank their little butt raw, I think is very beautiful and a very beautiful testimonial to the program itself.
It's true.
Namaste.
Yes, the program works. Namaste.
Namaste, Beeps. Have a wonderful night.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
It's Michaela.
Michaela, welcome back to the program. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. My parents went to bed, so if I say something strange, they won't question me about it.
Interesting. We're afraid of the parents a little bit?
I just don't think they understand me sometimes.
Right. And what happens when they don't understand you?
They ask if everything's okay, and I think they just worry is all.
They worry. But this worry, sometimes, for some people, when somebody is worried about them, it feels good.
Right.
But in this situation, would you say that that's the case? Because it sounds like they're being worried. It may having a more complicated effect on you.
It's complicated being an adult living with your parents, for sure.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, uh-huh.
Guru,
big time.
Guru,
yes.
what I wanted to bring to you today, this felt fitting. So for dinner today, I made myself a sandwich. And I am gluten sensitive. I'm sure you can understand being part of the tummy ache department.
Sure,
right?
I get that 100%.
It doesn't make me sit on the toilet so long that I cancel things. But anyway, so...
Well, you should give it a try. It's exhilarating. Every time I postpone or cancel a stream, I want you to know my nipples get a little hard. I get excited.
Oh, you didn't have to share that.
I didn't have to, but it's why it's a gift. That's why a gift is a gift. Continue.
Thank you. Okay, so I have to have gluten-free bread. And it's awful. It's so bad. It's more expensive. It's really small, so it's never enough to actually cover the food sandwich. And imagine the driest thing you've ever eaten. And then it's that, but worse. And it's just really bad overall. So I hate being gluten-free. I hate it so much. So is that anything?
Oh, no, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. No, I think, and weirdly enough, it's not. Now, a lot of us have talked about so far, we've talked about foods for the program and foods that have hurt their journey here at the program. And one thing that I've noticed with all of the callers tonight so far is that when it comes to foods for the program, every single caller has liked the food that they claim is for the program. However, let's keep in mind some of the basic fundamentals of the program. As I've said time and time again, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to unlock and unleash the power of the next level, and that comes from confronting the squall inside and outside, the misery inside and outside, the lack inside and outside. And what I hear from you right now, Michaela, is perhaps the best answer I've gotten all night as far as an effective food for the program. And that is gluten. That is bread for you. Normal grain gluten bread. And it's good for you because you can't have it. You wish you could, and it makes you aware of how miserable you are.
Right.
Beautiful. Right. What's a time in your life that you feel the most miserable about this bread situation? What is it? Going out with friends? Is it at home? You've been terminated by Larry Picklejar from YouTube. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I call you? Larry Picklejar saying good night from YouTube.com. Namaste.
I can't believe Larry came back just to terminate me.
Yeah, is this Larry? Larry, we had a moment of silence for you.
I think he's like into me or something. He kind of gives me a lot of attention. He was making comments about like if I was pregnant or something. Like he asked a lot of times if I was pregnant.
Well, who can, are you pregnant?
No.
Okay. Well, let's get back to it. When are you affected most by this lack of bread and gluten in your life?
Well, these days there's actually, even though I complained about the bread, there are plenty of more gluten-free options these days. But back when I found out that I had a gluten sensitivity, we actually went to this one. My mom took me to this one. He was kind of a quack. He did this weird stuff where he like felt over my kidneys and like rubbed a piece of plastic on his belt that squeaked, and somehow he was able to determine that I had a gluten sensitivity. But he was right. So anyway, so I vividly remember sitting down with him and him explaining you can't have gluten. And he was like, and I started to cry. And he's like, well, maybe, like on your birthday, you could have some cake. That was probably the saddest moment.
So being told at the doctor that you would live the rest of your life without one of your most cherished foods made you cry.
Yes. Well, I cry very easily. I think I cried actually like the other day. So.
Why'd you cry?
I was listening to a really sad Radiohead song.
Sure, and it made you sad. It evoked feelings in you.
You're right.
Now, were these feelings something that you had felt before, or did they just kind of like, did the emotion of the song kind of just overwhelm you?
It probably helped that it was like 2 a.m. and I was like next to my dying cat and stuff.
Oh, Lord in heaven. Yeah, that's something. That's something. Bodhi Latva says, when I was a kid, my cousin got the lever on the ice cream machine stuck at the buffet and cried because of the mess and embarrassment. He's a cop now.
I hope he addressed that so he doesn't take it out on anybody.
It reminds me one time I worked at a Potbelly for about 4 hours. They did not train me, and they told me to go change the soda syrups in the fountain machine.
Mm-hmm.
I fucked it up so bad. It fucked it up. I broke it, and it just started spilling both soda water and syrup all over the restaurant, all over the floor, and I just left. Soda Monster 400, sometimes the program feels like you're in a car with someone headed toward a brick wall, and there is no way to stop. Namaste.
Wait a minute. Wait. How did that get through as a communal vision?
Success is fun and feels good because you are good when you do it.
Well, that's one to remember. Yeah, you could do 2 100s. You don't have to just do 200.
Oh.
It's really just the amount of bits in that singular message has to be the number of the thing.
Okay, so I could do like 100 and...
Prescription Flan with a subscription for the 16th month in a row. Explorer makes women feel uncomfortable. Namaste. And you have been terminated. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. You've been terminated again? Yep, you've been terminated again. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
I don't like calling back after terminations because it makes me feel needy, but I do just want to wrap up what we were talking about if you're eager for me to get out of here.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, we have many callers to get to. I think that was a double tap from YouTube. YouTube's been doing this double tap termination thing lately, and I don't really know why.
That's greedy.
I think here. Let me see if I can fix it. No, I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, back to it. All right, yeah, let's wrap this up. So you're, yeah, go ahead and say what you're going to say because we've covered a lot, and I want to see what you mean by wrapping up.
Oh shoot, this is on me.
Yeah, you said your cat's dying. You listen to Radiohead. You cry a lot. You can't eat bread.
Oh yeah. So just most of the time, like when I first found out that I couldn't have gluten, it was a big deal. And I think sort of in an act of like, like whatever. Sometimes I'll just eat the gluten anyway, and then I will feel bad immediately.
Beautiful. And I think I love that. I think that is maybe the most perfect example of a food for the program as we're discussing tonight. Something that reminds you of what you cannot have, what you will never have. A joy that is simply deprived of, that you are being deprived of.
Right.
Pure and simple. That's effective. That's the program.
Leslie, on that note, are you aware what lactate is? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it doesn't work for me.
What?
That's for lactose intolerance. For lactose intolerance is an enzyme thing, but if you have an allergy, then you can't have any part of it because it's not
that you don't have casease, it's that you that sucks.
Because I mean that's dairy milk minus the enzyme. But if you I can have almond milk, obviously, but
that
personally,
sucks. I'm sorry.
No. I'm thankful for this. It's good. This is positive. It's good not to have.
Right. Of course.
In an exploratory sense. Well, listen, Michaela, this has been a really beautiful call, per usual. I really appreciate you. What?
Can I just real fast? Can I say one quick thing?
Please.
For those of you who can't have gluten, I learned recently that shredded cheese that you get in a bag freaking has gluten because they coat it in bread to keep it from sticking to itself. So we can't even have that. But just so you're aware, it made me so mad. Okay, that was it.
All right. Well, namaste to you. Good luck with your journey, and thanks for sharing so much. Especially, I appreciate you kind of popping the cherry of negativity here on the program tonight.
Namaste.
Namaste. Oh my gosh, what a treat, huh? What a treat. Larry Picklejar at youtube.com did not. I'm into oat milk, says Blue. I like oat milk. Sometimes it makes my tummy freak out for some other reasons. The oat milk. You know what I tried? I'll be right with you in just a moment. You know what I tried, Blue, at youtube.com? I tried, I fucked with hemp milk and macadamia nut milk. Both fantastic. Loved both of them. You know, of course, I'll drink. I'm no prince. I'll drink an oat milk, an almond milk, soy milk, or what have you. But I really did enjoy that hemp milk, and I really did enjoy that macadamia nut milk. Namaste. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something I can call you tonight?
Guru, it's Craigulators.
Craigulators. Namaste. Craig, it's so good to hear from you, brother. It's been a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk because this is the perfect topic to talk about my pre-show routine and why I don't call in so much.
Namaste. Beautiful. I'd love to. So, guys, those of you that are not there's a lot of new people in chat, as I'm sure you're very keenly aware of. There's a lot of new blood in the chat right now, and you may or may not be familiar with the figure of Craigulators. So Craigulators has been with us for well past 3 years at this point. A moderator, a brother of devoted light, an extremely important contributor here, and their fingerprints, whether you know it or not, are felt all over the program. So, Craig, first of all, it's good to hear from you, but I'd love to hear about this pre-game ritual for streams and why it may be affecting how often you find yourself able to call in.
No, this is perfect. Food to the program is perfect because I'm 40 months in the program so far, and I've realized you have to be physically, let's say, evacuated to also be spiritually filled, right? So I have to have violent diarrhea before I can, get what the program is giving to me every stream.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Does that make sense? I have to cleanse my body to absorb the program's tenets.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take this one step at a time. One step at a time, because this is a good one. This is a pregnant one that a lot of people are going to find a good deal of insight in. I want to make sure we chew on every little step of this. So you understand, firstly, that to especially, you're 3 years in. People might say, you know how to do all this exploration stuff. You don't need to worry about the basics anymore. But here you are committing yourself at a very, some might describe as extreme level, and taking it very seriously in a spiritual sense. And you in order to prepare that for yourself, you cleanse yourself through the act of diarrhea.
Correct.
Now, what is it about diarrhea? Because I can hear some people in chat already. I can hear some of the people in chat saying, Leslie, Craigulators, diarrhea is not clean. So tell me, Craigulators, walk me through. How do you cleanse yourself with diarrhea?
Well, I think that the actual physical act of cleansing myself from all of the impurities that I've eaten throughout the week, I have to cleanse myself before the guru and the program, right? So I make an intentional act to eat the worst kind of fast food possible, because I know it's going to just, flush me clean, so that way I know that I'm ready for the tenants. Because like you said today, relax is supposed to be uncomfortable. You can't relax and be comfortable. So I commit myself to being uncomfortable at the start of the program.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you deliberately take yourself into darkness, into pain, and by doing so, you sort of spiritually, genuinely embodying the first step of the program, as Doofus Dusseldorf just triggered on the screen. You were truly, by eating all this fast food and giving yourself diarrhea, you were truly relaxing in a Leslian sense. Is that accurate?
Correct. Absolutely.
Wow. And so tell us, what differences have you noticed since beginning this pregame ritual of inflicting diarrhea on yourself in order to relax? What was your situation like before, and how has diarrhea improved that situation?
Sure. I think at the beginning of my time in the program, tense, right? I would try to call in, but I was always very nervous. I was trying to figure out what was happening. So I think by going to the go-to, which is the Chipotle, go to Chipotle before the show, really load it up just to make sure you're getting it all out, so that way I don't have any distractions. I feel physically clean, so that way I can embrace the program and fill myself up spiritually.
Interesting. And just out of curiosity, for those that are maybe interested in sharing this path, what foods do you go? What foods are the most reliable in terms of conjuring liquid diarrhea shits in your life at Chipotle?
Yeah, no, this is 100%. That's what I'm glad we're transitioning. Chipotle is the number one way to cleanse yourself physically, to embrace the spiritual. It's all about the chicken bowl with, here's the order. It's a chicken bowl, but ask them for the older chicken. I don't want any chicken that's just got mixed. I want older chicken, and then it's just double sour cream. And they're going to look at you funny, but you're going to say it's for the program. Don't worry. They know me by name at the Chipotle. Just double chicken, old double chicken, double sour cream. Don't even put a lid on it. I'm going to eat it like as I'm checking out, because you really got to pack it in before the program starts.
Stone Monster 400. Craig is on the waterfalls diet.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But, I did want to ask too, it's tough because, you go around to different types of fast foods to find, the one that's going to cause the most amount of violent diarrhea.
Sure.
But I'm getting kind of bored.
Nindy Camille Vision, do you hold your butt cheeks open while the diarrhea-ing to help with the evacuation?
I have a squatty potty. And when you have a squatty potty, it's like a launch pad. It just launches you straight off the bowl. So you have to be careful with that.
Yeah, Nindy New Rule side note, that's more what we're talking about. That's more what we're talking about. We're talking about sprinkling on the Lowrys tonight. We're not talking about that other bullshit about the carrot before. That was a very strong one. That was a good communal vision. Let's see more of that tonight. Namaste, Nindy. Now, as far as diarrhea is concerned, how much diarrhea are we talking about? Are we talking about a little bit, a lot of bit? Is it all out very quickly? Is it an extended sesh? What does the situation look like for you?
So I've been, in the last 40 months, I've got it down to a kind of a science. because I know that if I eat 20 minutes later, I'm going to have a full bowel evacuation.
Sure.
I'm talking like medically concerning amount, right? So it's been a trial and error. I've tried McDonald's. I've tried to just, pound, fillet of fish. That's a real messy process. I've tried to go to Arby's to explore like some cheddar stuff. That's a real time consuming issue. The Chipotle double chicken, double sour cream, don't even put a lid on it. That just hits you right away. It's going to cleanse you real quick, and you're going to be right as rain to enjoy the tenants.
Now, tortilla or no tortilla? Because if you get the bowl, then it's already pretty much chewed up, and I would imagine that would speed up the process. Is that accurate?
Exactly. That's exactly. Don't wrap it.
And gentlemen, keep this in mind. Craig Litters has been with us, as we said before, well over 3 years. This is a spiritually advanced form of meditation. I got to put it bluntly, a spiritually advanced form of meditation practice. While I encourage everyone to give it a try, we're talking to somebody who's been around the block, who's seen what there was to see, and knows how these things are going to work in his life. So if you do not achieve the same results that you're hearing from Craig right away, keep this in mind. This guy knows what he's talking about. He's been here for quite a while and knows what he's looking for. Now, in that spirit, though, Craig Litters, what kind of guidance would you provide for maybe someone newer in the chat? We've got Josh. I don't know if Joshua is still with us tonight. I don't know if a couple of the others that have just joined us tonight are still with us. But what kind of a guidance would you give to somebody like that? Somebody who's here, who's eager, who's ready, but maybe they're not ready for that super advanced stuff like what you're giving us tonight. Nindinu, real quick, what color is your shit pee? Be specific.
It depends. Like Nindy, it's a fantastic question too. It depends on it depends on the food. I like to have like a good caramel, right? If it's too dark, we're in trouble. If it's too light, we didn't hit the mark. It's got to be like a good, like a Werther's original color,
Yeah, right. Nice, smooth.
Right, nice and smooth, nice and like get it all out. Like I just, someone turn on a water. Disgusting, go for it. Because that's going to clean you out the fastest,
So trust your instincts. What I'm hearing from you is trust your instincts.
Right. Yeah. Anything you don't like, eat it. You don't like this, eat it real fast. Eat double of it and eat it as fast as possible because it's going to just cleanse you like no other two. Wow. Really embrace the tenets of the program.
Wow. Craig, I got to say, Craig Litters, this has been a tremendous call. First of all, it's good to hear from you. It's been way too long since we've all heard from you. Second of all, though, for you to come in with such an incisive strategy for spiritual clarification, of course, I would expect nothing less from you. But at the same time, I'm always impressed. I'm always impressed by what you're getting up to, the perspective that you share every time you have the time to share with us.
Thank you, Guru. Well, it's all thanks to you in the program. I would never be in this headspace or anything of this nature to really investigate that I needed that, right? I think everybody does need to just eat garbage and just shit their brains out because it's going to provide a lot of clarity, and you have to stay focused when the program's on.
Namaste. Well, let's leave it right there, Craig Litters. You really put a period at the end of the sentence. Beautiful to speak with you, brother. I really appreciate you tonight.
Thank you, Guru. Love you. I'll talk to you
too.
soon.
Namaste, brother.
Bye-bye.
Wow, beautiful. Guys, That was Craigulators. Craigulators of Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Namaste. What a beautiful little message. And, you know, speaking of pee and poop, I got to pee myself right now. I'm going to go take a little pee break. But stick around for a couple words about my community of devoted light at patreon.com. Just for a couple dollars a month, you can get a postcard, music downloads, the podcast, the videos, etc. We got a podcast going up tomorrow and a couple coming up here really quick. So very exciting time to join in if you feel called to do so. Not everybody will be, but those who are know who they are. Stick around for a couple words about that, and then stick around for the second half of our program tonight on Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Namaste.
Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Since Leslie and his program broke onto the scene, Explorations has become the #1 best-selling and most influential personal power program in modern history. Millions of people from all over the world have gotten a chance to meet this truly remarkable man and utterly transform their lives with the power of Explorations.
I listened to this introductory tape and I knew then and there, this is what I needed. I felt just so much better knowing there are a bunch of people out there suffering like me.
I'm not kidding you. I think after the first tape, I knew, okay, I'm gonna be fine.
I got such relief from the very beginning of starting the program.
Now that you've gotten a taste of what this program is capable of, it's time to show you how to take your life to the next level. Here to tell you more about what is possible is legally licensed clinical therapist, author, coach, speaker, entrepreneur, martial artist, amateur musician, one of the nation's foremost thinkers, and our guru, Leslie Tanner.
Good evening, everyone. Whether you've been with us since the very beginning and have watched Explorations work wonders in your life, or you're joining us for the first time tonight, I say namaste to you. As you've watched Explorations in action during our call-in show, no doubt your mind is reeling from the limitless potential you now know is possible. Between the tailored themes and lectures, to the myriad avenues of exploration through the channel points, to the customized ways to interact with me and the community, there simply has never been anything quite like this program. Now is usually the point in one of these self-help programs where it starts to sound like a sales pitch. Someone like me might normally say something like, "Listen, I know your time is precious. Let me cut to the chase." But there's only one problem with that. We know your time isn't precious. I could speak at length for hours and hours about absolutely nothing, and I still wouldn't be wasting your time because, well, you're here, looking for a fast, all-encompassing solution to the problems in your life that have become so intolerable, you're not sure what you're going to do. You may be considering any number of extreme decisions, ranging from short-term band-aids to more permanent solutions. However, As dark and bleak as your situation is, so too must our tools be bright and revolutionary. So whether you're tired and looking for more energy and enthusiasm for life, or maybe you're lonely and isolated but want better relationships, let me tell you that for these things and so much more, my breakthrough program of explorations to explore the universe and beyond really works. It's worked for elite performance athletes, critically acclaimed artists, best-selling authors, entrepreneurs, and for thousands of others just like you. I have been blessed by the universe for a brief moment that I now command upwards of $50,000 for speaking engagements. But through the technology of this program, you can hire me, Leslie Tanner, as your personal therapist, coach, and guru, all rolled into one at the Community of Devoted Light
on patreon.com.
where you and thousands of others just like you are learning to leverage the chaos around them to catapult their lives to heights that were previously unimaginable. Here's how it works. I've created a tightly knit community where individuals seeking to access the next level are able to study, reflect, meditate, and grow with an ever-expanding library of exclusive materials, each containing life-changing tools and techniques designed to explore topics covered here in our call-in show, but much more deeply, therefore increasing the benefits of the program exponentially. These materials include your name in the credits at the end of the stream, demonstrating the importance of your leadership and the value of your investment. A signed personal postcard sent out each month full of observations and witticisms by me, Leslie Tanner. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Exclusive video materials now available to the poor, designed to rocket your progress past those who cannot afford success. Here's a little sneak peek at what you're missing.
Now, the first thing I think of when I think of a hole, to be completely honest with everyone, is a sexual hole that I want to put my penis in. It's a thought that happens so fast and quiet that it hardly even happens. But since I've been doing my own meditation tapes, it's slowed my thoughts a little bit so that I can hear and see them.
Downloads of all specially crafted music used in our productions here and elsewhere that have accompanied your journey thus far. Tracks such as New Beginnings, Psychic Romance, Reaching into Darkness, or The Skeptic's Gamble. Exclusive archival prints such as these, channeled and honed by myself, Leslie Tanner, upon which you can guide your own meditations at home. I'm not an artist, nor do I claim to be. These visions are a burden and cause me immense suffering. But I do it for you. Now, you might expect that a program like this would cost thousands of dollars, but because I'm offering this to you through the internet, these life-transforming materials can be yours for the monthly cost of a few cups of coffee on your way to work. With access to these materials, regardless of your level of investment, you will also be receiving a complimentary download of our landmark track, The Sojourn Begins, as a thank you. So does this sound good to you? Well, what are you waiting for? If you are ready to join the thousands of others who have already committed to the final journey to access the next level, simply type Final Journey into the chat and you will be guided with further instructions. One thing I can promise you is that however massive your problems are, however abject and humiliating your life has become, I have created something so simple yet so profound in this program, you'll be absolutely flabbergasted by the results. Now, let's get back to the program. Namaste.
Namaste, my beautiful explorers. Welcome back to the second half of the program tonight, Explorations with Leslie Tanner. That was a couple words about my community of devoted light at patreon.com. Just for a couple dollars a month, you can take advantage of the most earth-shattering, groundbreaking vanguard of personal power tools that you can find anywhere in this world right now. The most effective personal power program. If you think that this is something special, this is just the tip of the iceberg. That was a taste of the video, some of the music downloads. Lord, I've got so many things to share with you, especially coming up in the future that I'm buzzing with excitement right now. I got to give you these materials. Tell you, if you feel called though, exclamation point final journey into the chat right now, and for some instructions of how you can join my inner circle. Now, we saying happy birthday to What's Up Cat's Up, and real quick little points of order before we open the lines back up. We did the moment of silence. Oh, I would like to, guys, I'd like to reiterate, for this past month of May, we have had a very special Explorer of the Month. So just to reiterate, guys, for those of you who are not aware of what Explorer of the Month is, Explorer of the Month is a time in which the moderation team and I can take a second, reflect on the efforts and accomplishments of the explorers in our community, and we take an opportunity every month to sort of shine a spotlight on one explorer in particular, one explorer who has consistently gone above and beyond, and who has shown the program working in their life to a way that we could have hardly imagined before we see it happening in real time. Now, this past month, you guys, it's not a surprise to anybody to see this name, sort of their jersey, raised into the rafters here at Explorations. Please join me in celebrating for the month of May, this past month, who received something in the mail. We'll get to that in a second. But guys, join me. Let's do a little bit of a celebration for this month's Explorer of the Month. Extra special congratulations to Wiki Wiva, May 2025 Explorer of the Month. Now, as I said at the end there, every month we pick a new Explorer of the Month. Maybe the next Explorer of the Month will be you. Now, every month this Explorer that is chosen by the moderation team and I, while consulting you all in the Discord server, we will choose one person, and not only do they get recognition officially on the stream, but they will also receive a free month of the community of devoted light. That's right, all the materials at your disposal for an entire month, as well as a special something in the mail from me, a special piece of physical merch, Explorations with Leslie Tanner merchandise, be it a print, be it a VHS tape, etc., etc. We figure out what you don't have. Psychic Emergency from Bit Wars.
This is the Psychic Emergency National Alert System, also known as PNAS. We've interrupted this broadcast in cooperation with Explorer BitWars to issue a psychic emergency. RIP Cheer 400. Check your pantry. Where's your Lowry's Seasoned Salt copyright? Follow the program. Buy Lowry's Seasoned Salt copyright. Repeat. RIP Cheer 400. Check your pantry. Where's your Lowry's Seasoned Salt copyright? Follow the program. Buy Lowry's Seasoned Salt copyright. We now continue with your normal broadcast.
Namaste. Check your pantry. Where's your Lowry's Seasoned Salt? Namaste. Sprinkle a little bit of Lowry's on it. I would absolutely love to get in touch with a representative from Lowry's International. Maybe we could get some sort of situation going. I'd love to put my stamp of approval and do what I can for the brand, for the company. I think you guys make a terrific product, and I would love to be a part of that family. Namaste. Now, real quick, Grandpa Liquor, wasn't he last month too? For the month of May, yes, he's been the Explorer of the Month for the month of May, which is coming to a close. soon here. But for the month of April, it was actually Fram Weird. And before Fram Weird, for the month of March and end of February, it was actually Jenny, Hypocryptomatic, Genomatic, Namaste. Those have been our 3 so far this year. And we just started it with Jen. Jenny was our first one. Blue doesn't care for that particular brand. What's your go-to then? What's your go-to, Blue, at youtube.com? What's your go-to, huh? Talk to me. What's your go-to? What's your go-to seasoned salt product? Ever buy seasoning from Home Depot? It's probably fine, but it seems odd. Honestly, I would. I love buying food at not food places like that. I love, like, every time I go, there's a Micro Center that I have to visit sometimes. And Lord all goddamn mighty, if I do not get candy and whatever other snack they have on the way out of Micro Center, can't help myself. Namaste. Can't help myself. And yeah, I get hot dogs from Home Depot. I get, any place that there's is just something irresistible about it. I love it. I love it. I'm Robert Cott. Micro Center rules. Micro Center does fucking rule. Micro Center, half of the shit in this studio came from Micro Center. Namaste. What Home Depot has hot dogs? Maybe it's not in your area. That can't only be a Chicago thing. That's got to be somewhere else. Don't all Home Depots have? Micro Center is just it's a massive warehouse, not warehouse, but it's like a super center for computer stuff. Is it only in the Chicagoland area that Home Depots have hot dogs? I didn't know that. But they do around Texas, says Psyduck. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, listen, namaste, everybody. Beautiful stuff. What do you say we explore the month. Guys, I'm going to pull up the you know what? Send me something, guys. I just checked the P.O. box. There was nothing in it. I need some stuff from you guys. I absolutely love getting postcards, letters, packages, any damn thing you want to send to me. P.O. Box 47621, Chicago, Illinois 60647. You can type the chat command, or it's below here on the About page at Twitch. P.O. Box 47621. Send me something. I love getting stuff from you guys. I know we got a couple things in the mail heading their way on over. Can't wait to get those, but namaste. Ham sanitizer. Namaste, and welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Great to have you. Thanks so much for being with us. Thank you for joining officially the most effective personal power program in the country. Now, as far as that goes, let's go ahead and open up the line and get some more calls. 708-240-8953. 708-240-8953. Blue, do it. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Leslie, I'm so sorry. It's me, but that's two first times in one night.
That's right. You're getting a starter at both halves.
I did it.
How are we tonight, Jen? How are we?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Great. Yeah.
So food.
That's right. Tonight we were exploring foods of the program. Jenny, what are your go-to foods that have sharpened your sense for the next level that we speak about so frequently here at the program?
I'm going to have to be straight with you. I've been opened up to a new thing where I have to put lemon on everything. And I don't know what that's about. It's refreshing.
No, it's fresh. It's bright. What kind of stuff are you putting lemon on?
I'll put it on I'll put it in my drinks. I'll put it on French fries. I don't eat French fries with lemon, but I would.
Hold on one moment.
I don't even.
Techo Flat did I gotta fix something over at YouTube. Sometimes the YouTube thing fucks up, so I'm fixing it right now. Super chat from Techo Flat at YouTube. I got you squared away. Don't you worry. I just gotta get their communal vision going. Namaste. Communal vision from Techu Flat at YouTube.com. I got you. I got the runny bum bums. I got the runny bum bums from Techu Flat. Namaste to you. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, and good luck, but also cherish it. Also cherish it. Quick quote.
If we're being honest with each other, grooming kids to shoot people or blow stuff up doesn't even seem that difficult. Upsetting, sure, but we certainly shouldn't be surprised when it happens. Any one of us could just pick some kids and start doing it whenever.
Literally, you could start today if you wanted. Namaste. Now, Jenny, let's get back to it. Putting lemon. Now, what was the first food that threw you off the ledge of the lemon journey?
Threw me on?
Yeah, they kind of just really started it started you on that path. What was it? What was the food?
It was fish, man.
Fish? What was it? What kind of fish?
I'll do whitefish, but definitely like tilapia, which is,
listen, I am not going to sit here and apologize for liking tilapia. Okay?
It makes me awkward. It makes me feel awkward sometimes.
I understand where you're coming from. It's not your fault, Jenny. It's not your fault. We have those of us who love tilapia have it rammed up our ass every day, every hour of every day that it's not good enough, right? That there are better fish. You got to get better fish. How many times have you heard I'd never eat tilapia?
I've heard it a lot.
I know, me too.
Leslie, seriously. My mom even said it. My mom said it to me.
I can't stand your mom. I cannot stand your mother. Communal vision from Nindy New. Jen be squirting a lemon on that cooch to minimize the smell.
Who said that?
That was Nindy New.
I'm so Nindy New. I call it Nindy Old. Do you get it, Les?
Oh, I get it. Yeah. So it's Nindy. Yeah. That's right. That's fun. That was fun. That's a sharp. you can tell you got a sharp comics mind.
Yeah. I swear, I bet I could do, what do they call it? When you go and you're on the stage and then there's just like other dum-dums in regular clothes around you. Improv!
Sure, oh yeah. God. Improv?
Oh, God, what I would do to be on an improv stage.
You could do it. You could just get out there. Save up some money, get maybe like a down payment of a house, spend it on improv classes and just... fucking go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Hey,
we want to do improv right now?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do improv. Okay. We need a suggestion of anything at all from the chat.
Anything at all.
Hot dogs from Psyduck. We got hot dogs. All right, ready? Me and you. Let's do some improv, Jen.
Okay.
All right. Hello? Hello? Is anybody home?
Hold on 1 second.
No worries. Oh, hi, doggy.
Hello?
Oh, hi. Yeah, hi. My name is Gerald from the hot dog store down the road. How are you doing today?
Gerald, do you have a card? What hot dog store?
Yeah, we just started about 6 weeks ago. It's a hot dog store full of hot dogs and buns and everything you need on a hot dog. And I was just coming to
stop you there. I just want to stop you there, Gerald. It's illegal to knock on someone's door.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I did not know that.
Yeah, Gerald, I'm in my nightgown and I'm literally going to bed. It's 11:30 at night.
Yeah, I can see that. This is a very sheer nightgown. And I want to apologize to you for putting in this position. Listen, I'll just give you my card.
Okay.
Here's my card. If you have any needs at the hot dog store, we're down there. You say my name.
Okay, good night,
You say
Gerald.
my name, Gerald. Wait. But before you go, you just say my name, Gerald. 10% off. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Gerald, 10% off.
Yeah. Now, real quick, how often would you say you eat hot dogs?
Gerald, seriously, man. I don't run after hot dogs. I don't understand why. I mean, if I had my pick, if it was a good hot dog place, I'd probably go like once a week.
Once a week. Okay, once a week, right on my clipboard.
No,
okay, good. And
down, dude.
Would you say that you eat hot dogs as frequently as you would like? Yes or no?
Joe, can I get like a glass of water real quick? This seems like it's taking really
Yeah,
too
sure.
long.
Go ahead. Grab a glass of water. I'll be right here.
Okay, I'm gonna close the door while I'm doing that.
Okay. Orchestar says, "Hey Jen, I love you." I'll sit tight. I'll sit tight out here. Don't you worry. I just got a couple more questions. I'll be out of your hair.
Charles, I'm sorry. I have a quick phone call.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Orchestar, it's me. There's this weird hot dog guy. He's standing outside. It's going on way too long. He's whistling. Can you hear it? Should I just creep away and I can just turn the lights down? All right, I'll talk to you later. Thanks, man. Thanks. Hey, Gerald.
Hey.
I love all of this. I love it.
Beautiful. All right, we'll see. I knew that I could win you over. Well, listen, my last question for you tonight is, if you could have a hot dog with any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
John Lennon.
All right, well, beautiful. It was, well, Jen, listen, like I said, my name's...
Leslie, by the way,
Yeah, go ahead. And scene. We did it. There we did improv.
Yeah, by accident we said both of our names. But also, my answer at the end, I don't know if you know this. I was improving so good. It's not John Lennon. I think I got you pretty good with that one.
You got me. Blues Drive a Million says 0 out of 10.
Oh, God, it was so good.
Jacques Zulu, Advanced Improv Techniques. I think everybody's pretty impressed overall. Communal Vision coming from 7th Dragon Ball. I have a feeling the best foods for this chat is a lot of healthy fats and antioxidants because they go best with all the SSRIs being consumed.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad. Not a bad guess. SSRIs, I would say a decent amount of mood stabilizers too.
Mood stabilizers are the devil's magic, and they stink because they stabilize you at depressed.
Yeah. Well, at least yeah. Yep.
Yep. I don't agree with pharmaceuticals. But I do love milk, Leslie, and I also have an allergy to it. I get hives, but I'll tell you what, I'll still drink it in the middle of the night, and I'll eat like a bite of a pretzel. I don't know what it is. Am I gone?
No, I'm right here. I was just listening and processing. Yeah, well, listen, that's all. I would say I'd give some of these milk substitutes a try.
Yeah, I have. Here's the thing. They don't taste like milk. So guess what? I just go without. Like a pauper. I don't care. Mother Teresa.
Beautiful. Well, listen, honestly, that's really in line with the program in and of itself, to be honest with you. To go without, to lack, and to let that take center in your life, and to sort of use that as a means by which to attain the power of the next level. Jenny, thank you so much for dialing back tonight. I appreciate you circling back and getting us started on the second half of the program tonight.
Love you, Les.
Namaste, Jenny. Love you too.
Namaste.
Namaste. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. 708-240-8953. 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What's something that I can call you?
Hi, Leslie. This is Duncan.
Brother Duncan, great to hear from Duncan. It's been a while. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good. I've been listening to the calls. It's been a while, yeah.
It has been a while. And you've been listening to calls, though. You know what's been going on?
Yeah. You're talking about food and how it affects your life and how it affects the program. Yeah.
Exactly, Duncan. I'm so glad that you kind of did your homework before calling in. Yeah, we're discussing foods of the program. So as this personal power program takes the country by storm, we get into the details every once in a while. The foods that help us in the program and the foods that, maybe deteriorate from our experience within the program. Now, Duncan, let's start from ground one with you. Are you a food guy? Do you like food in general? How important is food to Duncan?
Food's always been important to me. I was kind of a chunky kid, and I think my family provided like some sort of love or an affection through food, right?
Yeah, okay. So they express themselves at an emotional level through food, preparation and sharing of food, maybe?
That was part of it. I remember Little Debbie's when they used to not be so crappy. They used to taste a little bit better. I would get those as a treat. That would be like a reward system. It's like, oh, here's a Little Debbie for cleaning up or doing your chores or something.
Interesting. Well, listen, I love the Little Debbies. I used to go nuts on Little Debbies.
Yeah, they're so good. I mean, you can just make a list and everybody's got a different priority list, right?
Oh, I used to, exactly, yeah. I mean, everybody's got their own take on it. I used to just shithouse a box of them and go and just lose my mind. Tell me, Duncan, what were your favorite Little Debbies back in the day?
It's interesting that when you age, your tastes change. When I was a kid, it was the Star Crunches, the little Rice Krispie treats covered in that fake brown sugar substance they call chocolate.
Yeah. Well, those are tasty.
Yeah, but now I don't go for a lot of sweets anymore. Every once in a while, I like the oatmeal pies now. Those are good.
Ooh, now those are nice. I love how soft they are.
They never get hard. You could leave one out like a McDonald's burger, and it just would never change.
I know, it's beautiful. And you ever get those double deckers?
No, I never have.
I see them every once in a while at a gas station, and they're a treat too. I don't know if it's completely worth it because I like the individual, the individual oatmeal cream pies, but at the same time, it's nice.
The ratio is spot on with the normal size. I think maybe you have to be bigger. Like you're pretty tall, but maybe you have to be like Wembanyama height for the double decker, or you just have to be really, really fat.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing is they really pack a lot of calories in those little things, huh?
Yeah, you would think hikers would like take a bag full of Little Debbies when they go hiking.
You'd think, and actually, I would personally coach people getting into hiking to make sure they keep a variety. Leave the trail mix. The trail mix, that stuff's killing you. What you need are, we need the strawberry cake rolls. We need the Star Crunches. We need the fancy white cakes, the fancy cakes. We need, as Nindy New just brought up, and Nindy New just actually mentioned my personal favorite from back in the day. My personal favorite back in the day, zebra cakes.
Zebra cakes are still good, yeah.
Lord, zebra cakes used to get me going. The zebra cakes would get me going. You get me to do any goddamn thing. Throw me a couple packages of zebra cakes. Ooh, Lord in heaven. And that frosting has got like a waxy quality to it.
It's all not food. I just don't think it's food, and that's fine with me. Every once in a while, I just don't want to eat food when I eat.
Yeah. So let me ask you this other question that sometimes, a big question.
Yeah.
In terms of, in this area that we're talking about, Little Debbie, snack cakes. And I think I know the overall answer, but I'd love if you could kind of go into if you could elaborate a little bit. But, talk to me about Little Debbie versus Hostess.
Oh, that's a tough one because you really divide the room, right? It's tough because Hostess is more of a cake, right? All of their products have a very cake substance. And Little Debbie's, it's more like you've got creams and fillings, and you don't have as much cakiness with the Little Debbie.
Right. I mean, the Little Debbie does offer some cakes, but they also offer some variations as well.
Well, think about even the zebra cakes. Their cake is kind of like compressed, blown apart yeast, but Hostess, it's kind of moist and it's got a spongy quality that you may not get with the Little Debbie. Maybe Little Debbie didn't learn how to bake before she started to make her.
I see a lot of people mentioning zingers and fruit pies and coffee cakes. Yeah, these are all very. These are nice things. And so listen. So you don't go for sweets. You said that. So in terms of foods that have aided your journey here in the program of explorations, Duncan, what foods have you gone to either, sharpen your mind, sharpen your spirit, and what kind of foods have you found actually detract from this process?
For me, I don't have any of the debilitating illnesses that people keep mentioning. I'm not lactose intolerant, although my lady friend is. And I'm not gluten intolerant, although my lady friend is. And so I see these firsthand while I just enjoy any food that I want. And I have kind of a survivor's guilt. And even watching the show, all these poor bastards, I keep thinking, well, but we all have different journeys, Guru. Food has been a crutch for me for a long time. Until maybe the last 10 years or so. Since I was 13, I started to really get a handle. I'm 23 now, so.
And you're a beautiful 23 years old, might I add, Duncan.
Thank you.
Really sort of a limber, I would say Adonis, but maybe that kind of turns you into a two-dimensional figure. You're such a four-dimensional force. 23.
Well, it's all the carbohydrates. I think as I'm getting older, I have a better balance of what my body wants, right? Versus what emotionally I feel like, because I went through a phase of self-destruction where food was a catalyst.
Right, at 12, 13 years old?
And, yeah, I mean, for a huge part of my life, really. And I didn't hear many people talking about that, food as a crutch, food as an emotional codependency. And that's something that I have dealt with. And every once in a while, I'll have an off day where it's just like, man, I just want to kind of eat until I don't feel good. But I do well to talk myself out of that most days now.
Interesting. Okay, so you talk yourself out of eating that much. Now. So food in and of itself. Given your experience, between specifically the ages of 11 and 13, 10 to 12 years ago for you.
Yeah.
This period has showed you that food actually itself had a clouding effect, an emotionally obfuscating effect on your life.
When you put it that way, I think it's because it was tied to rewarding the good things, and that kind of had a subversive role too. Like then I started to use it to maybe self-abuse a little bit.
Right. Mm-hmm. You ever
something that was treated as a good thing, too much in excess started to become a bad thing.
Yeah, you ever look back at self-destructive periods? Because some people, they get self-destructive and they like smoke cigarettes and maybe do drugs and live like a wild lifestyle. And some people, they just like do things that are way less cool than that. Do you ever look back at that period of your life and think, man, I wish I could have done something a little fucking cooler than that if I was going to fucking destroy myself?
You mean just like, what do you mean, Guru? Like how?
I don't know, like fucking, I don't know, rip cigs and become a little alcoholic and maybe fuck a lot and maybe you did those things as well, but I just mean like, some of us, the means with which we choose to destroy ourselves culturally just doesn't have a lot of like, cachet to it. But some people wear a leather jacket and they run a motorcycle into a brick wall, which is cool.
Oh, like I'm thinking, as you're talking, I'm thinking of that movie with Nicolas Cage, Leaving Las Vegas, where they like romanticize like alcoholism.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
And, dropping out and just plummeting to the depths. And it's like, oh, that kind of looks romantic and alluring.
And it's not just that, but it's got a little something to it,
I mean, it does. And the thing is, when I think back on my food journey, there's none of that. It's just like, oh shit, I gained 20 pounds in 3 months. Now I got to worry about this 20 pounds.
Well, what if they made a Leaving Las Vegas about something like that? Your situation, right? Instead of alcohol and the glitz and the glamour of Las Vegas, it could be about rural Iowa. Somebody gaining a bunch of weight in rural Iowa, and
they did. It's called The Whale, and it won Brendan Fraser.
That's not
Oscar.
Cool though. He's not cool. He's sad.
Yeah, but it is sad. That's my whole point. Is it makes me sad? Should it not?
No, that's what I'm saying. It is sad. That shit is sad. He bummed me out. That whole thing was a huge bummer, and effectively so.
I was like a tiny version of him. I was a tiny whale.
That's exactly what I'm getting at, though. That's exactly what I'm getting at. What do you ever look back and be like, man, I wish I could have been like a Nicolas Cage alcoholic kind of figure?
Of course, leather jacket, all strung out.
Yes,
alcoholism makes you skinny. Yes,
that's what I'm saying. We don't all get that.
Elizabeth Shue, like cleaning up his vomit. I mean, Elizabeth Shue, come on.
Damn, I know. Not very many people have. There's not a lot of appreciation for Elizabeth Shue these days, I would say.
And she is still, ageless beauty.
Oh, yeah. Total babe. Love to get her on the program. Have a discussion about how the explorations could work for her in her life.
You'd have to take the lead. I get tongue-tied around Elizabeth Shue.
No, I'll be doing just fine around Elizabeth Shue. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
You stay around, though, because, I think, there's not a very many, shoe heads, and I definitely would want your energy around, though.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely take an adventure in that baby city.
Namaste, you son of a bitch. Well, Duncan, I got to say, this has been an absolute treat to speak with you tonight.
Yeah, I just wanted to share some of my experiences because, I've learned so much from everybody else in the program. You are our guru, but it's important that we hear each other's stories too. It's so important.
100%. 1,000%. And that's exactly why I pick pick a topic like this tonight, a sort of open-ended forum style kind of topic where we explore each other's journeys and offer what we can to assist each other in our collective journey here at Explorations within the program. So, and as far as that's concerned, you've absolutely hit it out of the park, and I want to thank you for your generosity tonight, Duncan.
You're welcome. And, I know a bunch of people have been having bathroom issues. It's normal to only go once every 2 weeks, right?
100%
That's
normal.
my pattern.
100%
Okay,
normal.
okay.
Yeah. Keep that up. Don't tell anybody about it. Just keep doing it.
Okay. My doctor asked, but I just say, shut the fuck up.
Exactly. And
Thank you.
yeah. Like, kind of cock your fist back and tell him to shut the fuck up. And then, if he gets the message, then he'll just stop asking.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a she, by the way.
Even
it's
better.
A female doctor.
Even better.
Okay.
She'll get it. Okay. Well, namaste to you, Duncan. Really appreciate the call tonight.
All right. Namaste, Guru. Good night.
Namaste. Beautiful. Love speaking to Duncan. Absolutely love speaking to Duncan. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something that I can call you tonight?
Hi, this is Bit Wars.
Bit Wars. Namaste, Bit Wars. How are you tonight?
Oh, good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Bit Wars. So listen, Bit Wars, I noticed how long have you been with us, Bit Wars?
Literally a matter of days.
Matter of days. Just recently finding the program itself and throwing yourself headlong into it. Well, namaste to you, Bit Wars. It's great to have you, and I'm so glad that you decided to call in so quick.
Oh, absolutely. You're talking about a great topic, something that's really important to me tonight. And I want, as a new follower of the program, I'm trying to get a list of what would be good food for the program. And I got a good start. I know we got Lori seasoned salt.
Yep, perfect.
And that's number one. Number two is blank. I'm not sure where to go from there.
Okay, so listen, I think you're off to a tremendous start with your list so far. Let me just start there. The fact that you even have a list going shows me that you are taking this seriously and that you are ready for a transformation that you've only ever heard about. So first of all, I'm very very heartened to hear how seriously you're taking it, and also very excited for your both near and long future. Now, as far as a food is concerned for the program, now I'm going to bring up something that we've only discussed a little bit tonight, but something that I want to make sure everybody in the chat tonight understands. We put a real fine point on this, because this is something that everyone can take home, regardless of your diet, regardless of your restrictions. This is something that you can put into practice in your life tonight, tomorrow, and see the benefits of it immediately. Namaste. Fluxstorm Zero, namaste. Real quick affirmation for men. Get the... Oh. Real quick, we gotta affirm men real fast. One moment. Real quick for fellows. Don't be afraid of an avalanche on a mountain if you find yourself on a mountain. Pussy. And okay, so let's go ahead and move on over to the point that I was going to make. The point that I was going to make about this business. So listen, Bit Wars, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, beautiful. Now, something that do you recall the conversation that we had with Michaela earlier?
Oh yeah, she was talking about probably her dad, and how much she doesn't like Larry. Something about her being pregnant.
Oh my goodness gracious, y'all. We are jazz expressing namaste. Bit Wars, you hopefully you're gonna sit tight all aboard onto the Jazz Express because we're just getting started with some sensuality tonight, okay? I'll be right back with you in just a moment. You sit tight.
I really hate this.
Namaste, Nindinu. Blessings to you. Bit Wars coming on hold and gifting a sub. Oh, sweet Christ. Extremely generous of you. Bit Wars, namaste to you. Nindinu with a single bit. Leslie is good at jazz. Pour 1 bit. Butterfly 1 bit. Pour 1 bit. Psyduck 1 bit. Pour 1 bit. Pour 1 bit. Namaste. And Fram kicking us off with that nothing. God damn. Nothing wrong with a little bit of late night jazz, everybody. Nothing wrong with a little bit of late night sensuality. It's a perfect time to feel sensual. The sun can be so oppressive, right? The sun sort of yelling, asserting its presence, reminding you of the fleetingness of day. The night, oh, the night is the right time by which to explore the sensuality of the bodice. It is important to indulge yourself in the seemingly infinite rolling horizon of the expansive night. Allow your body to occupy time outside of time, space outside of space. Do not concern yourself with deadlines. Do not concern yourself with progress. Concern yourself with the now. Concern yourself with your body. Namaste, everybody. Bought a lot for a single bit. Duncan did it. The cow goes moo, says Duncan did it. Thank you so much for that generous contribution of 100 bits. Duncan did it. Fram, we are jazz affirmation for Duncan did it. And this little bit's for Duncan, for you, brother Duncan. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Everybody who pushed that train along, namaste. Namaste. Don't come whining to me next time you get timed out. VJP Cat, there's still time to gift this modest. Oh, LOL. Threat. I love that. I love that. Now, that's not an abuse of power. VJP Cat, you keep going. You shake these motherfuckers down. Namaste. A quick affirmation for ladies. Listen, there's so much power to be found in powerlessness. That is your entry into the kingdom of the next level. Framweard, affirmation for Lil Miss Whatever. So that was for Lil Miss Whatever. Is Lil Miss Whatever still up? She's still here? Caller, welcome to Explorations again. Welcome back. Thanks for sitting tight during that little detour of sensuality. How are you?
Absolutely. Yeah, so we were on number 2.
So listen, we got you a list started. You got a nice little list going for foods. We're just exploring foods of the program. Now, what I'm going to tell you is the next move. Is right now you're looking for that something, right? Right now you have a blank space and you're looking for a food to put in that blank space, right? Quick affirmation for days. Affirmation for days. You, of all people, try soldering. Try circuit bending. One more. Hold on. We got to get... I'm on to something here. Listen, they, thems. If whether you're a senior or a freshman to be in today, get into soldering. Get into circuit bending. Fuck some shit up and make it your whole thing for a while. You're welcome. Yeah, well, Ninja knew you're not non-binary. How about that? Ninja knew trying to give affirmations for days. I prefer go weld. Go weld. I'm not talking to you, am I? I'm talking about like the 3 days that are in the chat right now.
Guru, you had mentioned Michaela earlier when she was talking about. I think what you were talking about was how she was gluten-free.
Yes. So right now you're looking for a food, right? You're looking for a food, and that is something affirmative. That is something positive. But let's flip that around a little bit. Huh?
I need something to season with that.
Exactly.
Salt.
But what if? Let's look at the other side of this coin. As we discuss so frequently here at Explorations, the guiding light is the negativity, the other side of that coin, right? The lack, the nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I think is going to be very productive for you, it's going to shock you how effective this is in terms of transforming many areas of your life, is meditating on no food. That is to say, I want you, for a while, you don't have to accept it completely into your heart of your hearts forever, but I want you to meditate. What if there is no food for you that will perfect your journey here at Explorations? What if you literally need to sprinkle Lowry's sea salt, sprinkle a little bit of Lowry's on nothing?
I think you're onto something on that one. It's really like you can see right through me because, I've been needing to lose some weight anyway. And I think that's exactly what I need is a little bit more nothing.
Now listen, that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. Once you realize you start meditating on nothing, and nothing is a perfect food, that there is simply not a food out there that can fix any of your problems. There is not a food that will sharpen your mind, sharpen your body. You are a failure. Meditate on this. You don't have to accept this as an ultimate truth at all, but I want you to meditate on this. Take it with you.
Okay.
And funnily enough, what you brought up with the Lowry sea salt at the beginning of your call, Bit Wars.
Mm-hmm.
How do we, let's think of nothing, right? Is it possible, is it actually possible, and you tell me what you think, there's no right or wrong answer. Do you think it's actually possible to think of nothing?
No. That's impossible.
And
I see nothing.
how Bit Wars? I'm right with you. Tell me this then. How do we understand nothing? It always has to be around something, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So
Without something, there is nothing, and without nothing, well, you're the guru. I don't.
No, you're pulling on a very fine thread. You're about to feel the full brunt of explorations in your life. I can guarantee you. Now, what I want to tell you though is, what better way to accentuate the experience, the knowledge of nothing, than a little bit of something, and that little bit of something being that first food that you brought up tonight. Bit Wars, what was it?
Lowry's.
Sprinkle a little bit of Lowry's on it. Sprinkle a little bit of Lowry's on it. Namaste. Fisk, thank you so much.
Appreciate the nothing.
Now, I think, Bit Wars, I can't tell you how excited I am for both the short-term gains and the long-term gains that you got coming towards you in your life. You're going to remember this night for a long time.
Oh yeah, I'm taking before pictures before this conversation, and I'm taking after pictures. Just wait. Keep an eye on the Discord. You'll see.
Lord in heaven, I can't wait to see these before and afters. We need to get more before and afters going in general. We just start a channel in the server for before and afters. Nigel Pennyweather, caller, what is your favorite sloppy sandwich? We're talking dripping wet.
Oh, definitely a Philly. A lot of onions, a lot of cheese. The bread just soaking wet. You might as well just throw some out juice in there too if you really want to make it soaking wet.
That's a slutty answer. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to have I had a friend who used to get he worked at a sandwich place. Andrew, his name he's still alive. He's still with us. Andrew Young. And he would carve out the soft part of the bread from like a sub, and he would fill it with Philly cheesesteak. And that was that he showed that to me, and I became erect. It was sexy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Now. Okay, so listen, Bit Wars. I think this has been a very productive call. I don't want to add anything else to it because this is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot for you. You're in a transition period. I'm very excited for you. We're all very excited. Remember those before and after pictures and keep us updated. All right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Guru. And yeah, absolutely. Keep an eye out.
Namaste. Namaste, Bit Wars. Thanks for joining us tonight. Blessings. Wonderful to speak to Bit Wars. A brand new explorer. Only been with us for a couple of days. Already showing tremendous signs of warmth and clarity through the program of Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Namaste. Guys, we have reached that point. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. It's me, Leslie, another gorgeous exploration we have had together once again. Thank you so much to you all for being here. All these names that I'm seeing, Bodie, Pora, Flux, VJ, Butterfly, Not Mish, you're still up. You crazy bitch. You're crazy. Cat Rom, Namaste. Grandpa, Namaste. M. Robert Kopp, Namaste. VJ. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Tony G, thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much. I know I got to update the mod list with Fram and Peppercorn. Nindy knew 200 bits and a communal vision before we get going. I think you were a little anti-carrot, but outstanding stream. Yeah, Nindy knew you were a little. Your batting average ended up not being that bad tonight, but you started off very weak. You put a dent in the. Everybody, go back and watch the VOD. Get about. I'd say maybe about 45 minutes into the stream and watch for a Nindy New communal vision. Watch the energy will be up here, we'll be up here. Nindy News communal vision, that shit drops to the floor for a good 15 to 20 seconds. Then, because I'm a professional, I'm able to pick that back up, bring it back up to a high level, continue the exploration. Nindy New really, you put a soft spot. you put a soft spot in the stream. But anyway, I appreciate you being here. Really do. Namaste to you. Give my best to your loved ones. Blessings and namaste to also my moderators and my community of devoted light at patreon.com. Guys, for a couple dollars a month, you can join my community of devoted light at patreon.com. Podcast coming up tomorrow. Couple more podcasts coming up very soon. Very exciting stuff planned. And we'll be blah blah blah. Bullshit. Not bullshit. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful community we have. And it's a beautiful amount of very gorgeous raw content that I share with all of you. Now let's see who's on. Who are we rating? Namaste, guys. Namaste to you. Who's let's see. Oh, Angry. Angry's on. Who else? Anybody? Okay. Nah, I wanna ring Angry. Raid some bullshit channel. Let's go look at just. Let's check something out. I've had a lot of leftists showing up in my algorithm recently. Kind of making my dick soft a little bit, seeing that kind of, seeing political content really of any kind. But lately it's been leftist content. There's always a cultural fervor around whichever side lost. So the losers kind of populate your algorithm, and it's been, anyone associated with the left so far. So that's been that. I don't know who any of these fucking people are. I'm gonna raid Angry Scar. Because I love him. I love Angry Scar. Gorgeous, entertaining streamer over there. I used to buy the Losing Candidate merch. I have a John McCain 08 shirt. That's one of my prized possessions. John McCain 08.
I invite the sun into my soul to sanitize the ancient filth that churns without rest. I invite the moon into my heart to embolden the stench and creep of this filth as it animates my mind and body.
Namaste. Beautiful. What a beautiful note to end on. Thank you so much, Nindinu, for those bits and for getting us right. Ooh, you got some Gary Johnson 2016 merch? That's nice. That's nice. I really would love some Hillary merch. At the time, it was too much. I couldn't do it. I knew there were people in my life that were really sporting the I'm still with her bullshit, and it was too upsetting at the time. I was pissed off. But goddamn, I would love some Still With Her merch right now. Jesus Christ. All right, guys, let's take this on over to Angry Scar 09. Drop some namaste. If you're not following Angry Scar yet, make sure you follow him. Very funny, very fun. Definitely want him on your list. Guys, we'll see you Saturday night. Saturday night, Exploration with Leslie Tanner. We'll be getting after it. First stream of the month of June, I think, right? We'll see you guys on Saturday. Blessings and namaste. I'll see you all very soon. All right. Guys, I'll see you Saturday, all right? YouTube, thanks for hanging out.